everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and this week I'd like to show you how I made this card. This card was actually really inspired by Iced Images. She did hers with circles. I just didn't like the circles. I thought I wanted to do something different, so mine stands up just the same. It's the same size card. This will fit into a 6x6 envelope. I can't show it on that side. This will fit into a 6x6 envelope. So, and I just loved it. I like the concept, but I just didn't like the way she had made it with the circles. That's just my opinion, and it's not like it was a nasty card. I liked her card. It was a beautiful card. And this was my prototype. Now I'm going to make the card with you, but I'm not going to decorate it because I have got no idea how I'm going to decorate it at this point in time. So I will make the card, and once I have done the decorating on it, I will actually post it, and with the tutorial, and also with the YouTube video. It will be on there then. But at the stage of making the video, I have no idea how I'm going to do my decorating. So let me show you what you're going to need, what I used for all of this. I used the Eden's Garden. This stamp set is available, but the paper has already finished. It was a one-off from last year, and I just used the hello there for on my heart that I've put here. I have used the heart punch pack, the scalloped heart, and the plain heart to go with it. So that was what I used for that. But other than that, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using the dies here to make something to go on it, or dies from another set, or what. I'm absolutely not really sure how I'm going to decorate it. So let's pop that on one side, and let me tell you what you need. Okay, I have everything here, and I will actually stamp the back. So let me see what I can put on the back. Put hello there. My heart is tied to your, no. Let's sending hugs. I'm going to put dear friend, sending hugs. Oops. So I haven't used that one. So let's pop that in the bin. So we're going to pop this on here. We're going to use dear friend. If I put it on straight, it might help. And sending hugs. Dear friend, how are you? Sending hugs. So that's what I'm going to be using for my on the back. The rest of it, I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So we're going to need a card base that measures 5 inches by 6 inches. Okay, and then we are going to need our piece for the back of our card, which measures, let's say 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. Yeah, 4 3/4 inches. And then for the front of the card, oops, did I get one of those? Oh, so hang on, that's the bit in the middle. Let me go again. This is the piece, 5 by 6. This piece is 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this piece here is 5 1/2 by 4 1/2. Yay, got it right. And then this piece is 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this piece of designer thread paper is 5 1/2 by 4 1/2. So that all goes together like so. The next layer is 3 by 5, with a layer that is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, and 2 1/2 by 4 1/2, and they go together like so. Next piece is 2 1/2 by 4 inches, with a layer that measures 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then the DSP layer measures 2 by 3 1/2, and then my top layer, front layer, is 2 by 3 with a piece of card, oops, there it is, piece of card that measures 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and a piece of designer series paper that measures 2 1/2 by 1 1/2. So that's my layers. Then I have my I don't know what you're going to call these. These are the pieces that are in the middle that hold it together. They are all 1 inch wide. So this one is 11 1/2 by 1 inch. This one is 9 1/2 by 1 inches, and this one is 7. Oh, sorry, that's 9 1/2 by 1. This one is 7 1/2 by 1 inches long. So let's pop them on one side. Let's move them all out of the way like so, and let's stamp this back piece with my saying. And that's looking gorgeous in the middle there, and I stamped that using Evening Evergreen. So that's that done. So let's glue these layers together so that we don't get them muddled up. So we're going to layer this layer onto the next one, and so on and so forth. Oops, wrong piece. Now I changed the layers as I went down so that they were like the dark Evening Evergreen and the So Succulent. Oh gosh. There we go. So we'll pop that one onto there like so. And then we'll do the back of the card at the same time. That way it's out of the way, it's done and dusted. Oh my goodness, what is going on? My glue is just jamming up today. Look, it's not even coming out. I can feel it in there like a lump. Let's give it a good squeeze. There we go. No, it's still not coming out. It's like we've had some really warm weather, and it's like it's really going ridiculous and drying up very, very quickly. Oh gosh, look, I can squeeze and nothing's coming out. Let's give that one more go. If not, I'll have to go and get the other bottle. Okay, I've got another bottle of this on the side. Let me go and grab that. And hope that this one works better than the other one. Okay, so yes, there we go. Look at that. So we can pop that one on top of that one like so, and that's that layer all done. So we'll go through and do all our layers like this, because I think this is going to be the easiest way to do this card. Oops. So once we have all our layers on, make sure we get them on nice and straight. That's a bit better. we go. And that's all our layers all done. Let's pop the pin in glue so that that doesn't happen the same as what happened with the other one. And we will get on with all the rest of this. So we need these pieces here, and we're going to score them at, we'll start with the longest one. This is the 11.5-inch one, so let's bring in my scoreboard. Oops, my scoreboard. Let's move all these layers out of the way so that I don't damage them while we're doing that. And we're going to score the 11.5-inch one at 1/2 inch, 5.5, 6, 11, and the 11.5 piece is there. So we've got this at 1/2, 5.5, 6 and 11. The next one down is the 9.5-inch one, and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch, 4.5, 5 and 9. And then we've got the 1/2 inch there. Making sure that you've got the 1/2 inch there. Now this one is 7.5 by 1 inch, and this one gets scored at 1/2 inch, 3.5, 4 and 7, and making sure that you've only got the 1/2 inch on the end there. Once you've done that, you've done all your scoring for this card. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to fold and burnish all these score lines on all of these. So they're all the same, they're all mountain folds. And then we're going to glue these two tabs together on the end. So we're just going to get our glue and put glue on one of the tabs and glue it to the other one. We're going to do that on all 3 pieces. Oops, come here. Stand up straight. That's better. And like so. Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to get the smallest one of these, the 3-inch one, and we're going to glue this to the bottom of that piece there, like so, on the back. So it covers the bottom. So if you've got a directional paper, you must make sure your directions are the correct way up. So we're going to put glue onto this piece, and we're going to glue it, this piece to it, making sure that the bottom lines up and the sides line up. Once you're happy with that, you can just pop that on one side so that it can just dry. And we're going to pick up the next one, and we're going to do the same. So this is the 4-inch piece. So that was the 3-inch one we did before. This is the 4-inch one. And we're going to then pop this onto this one, onto the back of it, like so, making sure that it's lined up side to side and at the bottom. Once you're happy with that, we can then pop that on one side to dry. And then with the 5-inch one, we're going to pop the last one onto it at the back. So once again, if you've got a directional paper, making sure that your direction is the correct way around. So then you're just going to glue that to the bottom of that one like so. Now on my last one I actually rounded the corners, but I decided I didn't want to do that on this one. I wanted them to be square corners this time around. So that is why I didn't do it. It's not that I forgot, I just didn't want to do it this time around because of the paper is just beautiful. So for this one, we are now going to glue this one onto the bottom of this one. So we're going to take our main piece of card and we're going to pop some glue along the bottom of the largest one of these pieces. And once again, we're going to line that up along the bottom there, like so. This one's going to be the same width, so this one's going to be easier of all of them to do. Once you're happy with that, we'll give it a nice press down and pop it into place. With the next one, this one is going to be an inch smaller, so we need a 1/2 inch on either side. Now you can either use a pencil and mark 1/2 inch in like so on the bottom. You're not going to see it if you just make it just that tiny bit inside. And then we can put our pack glue onto the back of this one. And then lining that up with the bottom of the card and our 2 marks that we've made, and making sure it's right on the bottom of the card, we can then press it down when you're happy with it being in the right spot, so that it will glue down firmly. Okay, so that's our 2 layers, and then we can do exactly the same again. So we can take our ruler and mark in 1/2 inch again, from the edge. If you find it easier to push it over because it's not going to hurt. And as I say, you're not going to see your lines, and if you do and you want to, like that one there, just rub it off. There. So once we've done that one, we can now pop the glue onto this last one and line this up on here between those 2 marks again, making sure that it's even at the bottom of the card, and give it a good squeeze. When you're happy with that, just that it's nice and even at the bottom, because you want it to be even, you can then pop that on there like so, and then you have your card that stands up like this. I'm going to glue my 2 pieces of heart together. And I don't know why I'm all screw-whiffed here, but I've gone all skew-whiffed, and I'm sorry if I have. And pop the pin in there. I will pop this up on some dimensions. And pop this onto the front of the card. Oops. Oops, stop sticking to my finger. So that's my card. As I say, I haven't decided how I'm going to decorate it yet, but I will decorate it before this actually goes live. Once it does, I will actually photograph it, so it will be with the tutorial, the written tutorial, and on the YouTube video. So I think it's a lovely card, and it's not really that long to put together. If you wanted to round the corners, that's fine. If you wanted to do circles, you just need to make sure that your circle is more like an elongated circle rather than a circle, half a circle, because otherwise these panels here on the side would need to be smaller. and I think if they're too small, it's not going to sit up nicely. That sits up beautifully, and I'm really happy with the way that sits. So if you have enjoyed today's tutorial and you would like the written tutorial for this, please head over to Diane's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials on my Facebook group. There you will find the written tutorial for this and all of my tutorials. It's free to join, and the tutorials are all free to download. But please be kind, no bad criticism. I will not stand for that at all. I just think that there's no need for it. So if you like this, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you haven't joined, please subscribe, because the more subscriptions I get, the more coverage I get, and the more I can actually bring to you. So I hope you've enjoyed today, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.